Yes, I guess every leader, I think, looks to leave an organization better than perhaps when he found it when he left. And I think I've accomplished part of my goals. I haven't achieved everything that I want to achieve, but here again, time to move on, let someone else take up the gun and carry it on further.
What is one of your most memorable moments as the president of Bermuda Cricket Board?
I think it would have to be our qualification for the World Cup in 2004-05, and our participation in 2007. Yeah, well, perhaps we were tasked as a whipping boys, but I think the guys accredit themselves well for a country of only 60,000 people. And I think cricket has been the best for it.
And what do you see in the very near future for Bermuda Cricket? Where do you see us going?
I think in the future, and we've discussed it in committee, we're starting to get back to ODI status as one from the international standpoint. Perhaps get back to Division 1. And from the domestic scene, we need to look at our entire domestic thing and see what changes we can make for the future.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
I feel very positive, based on some of the discussions we've had in certainly recent weeks. But tonight is a night that's going to be not just whoever's victor. It means I think everyone will be victorious tonight, based on everyone leading in the same direction, wanting change. And certainly, I believe that whoever wins tonight will have the support of, I think, all the candidates should be. And I certainly believe that in terms of the clubs and the officials that are here want the same thing. So I'm very optimistic.
Okay, well, good luck tonight.
Well, I think it's historical. I mean, I've been with the Cricket Board of Control ever since '84, when I took over from Admiral Champagne. I don't think we ever had such a group of people vying for the position of president. I ran 14 years unopposed, and I think that Mr. Pearman was the first one that I know was opposed by Admiral Richardson some years ago. I think it's a healthy thing, and the dynamics of cricket has changed. It's at a critical stage. Bermuda, unfortunately, has declined over the last 10, 15 years, and we must have a program to elevate ourselves back up into the first division. It's important for the country, and it's important for the development of the youth of the country. And I think that we need a very strong leader, someone who has vision, and somebody who has commitment, and somebody who has the context to execute.
Now, if you're successful tonight, what's the first order of business for you?
Well, first order of business, obviously, is to make sure that I surround myself with a good team.
To be quite honest, it's too close to call. I know all these guys have done their homework. They've been to the clubs and shared their plan, and obviously the clubs probably have mixed emotions as to which way to turn, but hopefully it will turn out in my favor. But I wish everybody the best of luck.
Now, obviously, it's a lot of interest in tonight. Have you spoken with just about all the clubs?
Yeah, to be quite honest, I've been overwhelmed with how much interest this has drummed up. I've spoken to majority of the clubs, not all, but in one way or the other, I've touched base with them, and it's in their hands right now. So, if it's God's will, it will be.
Well, to be quite honest, I don't know what to expect going into the AGM. I must admit, though, I mean, you guys have certainly made it an interesting campaign, or what would have been a boring campaign, but you certainly spiced it up, and there was no telling what's going to go on once you get inside, But then again, you have to go in with your hopes high, and hopefully the clubs will do the right thing, and hopefully at the end of the night, one way or the other, we'll have a new president.
Indeed. So if you're successful, what's one of your biggest plans to change the direction of local cricket right off the bat?
I think our level of play during the league certainly has to improve. Our level of cricket and the quality that we play, it has to improve. And I think I will probably get our national coaches as well as our coach to take hold of all the coaches and formulate a cricketing plan that all the clubs can follow as they move forward and hopefully go from strength to strength.
Good luck.
Thank you, mate.
Putting it back in the community. And tonight it was certainly a show of support to demonstrate that they somewhat partly agree with my philosophy and my plan. And now it's my job to go ahead and execute on those things to bring the fulfillment and certainly to answer back and to give back to those people who have put me in this position.
Does the level of support in there for what you want to do give you some kind of hope for the future of your tenure? Just that level of unity.
Just already, yes. I mean, it was a good feeling. It was overwhelming at one point because in my mind that I was very optimistic on this, but certainly in terms of the level that was given in terms of the nominations or the votes, I believe it's the beginnings of good things to come. Now it's to bring about a format which now embraces the plan that I spoke about for so many weeks. And we have to put it back into schools. We've got to put it back in the community. We've got to be back into businesses, as well, because this game has changed in terms of how we approach it. And I think tonight is a good show of demonstration and support for that to take place.
Did it take you back a little bit, that level of support, or not?
Not really. I mean, when I took on this, it's again, I've been so focused on us trying to move cricket forward. Understanding, have I thought about the people who I work with? Of course. My style of leadership has been one that embraces those things. I certainly want to extract the qualities out of people. Certainly starting at the administration, which I've always been focused on. Once I get that right, I think that's a much easier job to get everyone to buy with. That's the plan. And I believe that is achievable. Yeah.
Are you happy with the team that's been selected with you?
Oh, sure. I mean, there's the team element that I was comfortable with. I've been on the administration for a number of years. I think now is, as I said before, the 3D thinking, as I mentioned not too long ago, can happen. I think they are very much a part of this plan. They can execute as well. The thing that we talk about a lot is accountability. It has to start with us. So yeah, no, I'm very pleased with the team.
You were optimistic coming in, 10 votes for you, 3 for your nearest rival. Certainly far surpassed expectations. What was your reaction when that was finalized?
As I said before, I mean, that level of extended support to me was overwhelmed. Of that level of support, and looking back, as I said before, now there are no losers in here. Again, they've elected me based on the plan and my discussions around taking cricket to the next level. It is only partly, but this 30 demonstrates it's partly embraced. It's supported enough for me to get in. I have to do the other part now. So yeah, I'm to take it out.
Also, your brother was a former vice president.
Yeah.
Did that impact your campaign in any way? Did he give you some support behind the scenes?
My brothers we've all been, how can I put this, in terms of, we have leadership qualities. Gary has been, and as you're referring to, Gary has inspired me from a boy. I mean, I watched Gary coming up as a boy. His cricket inspired me to play cricket, also inspired Terry to play cricket. But also he has in business as well, been part of his story. The inspiration, that's what he's led, and that's what I've taken on. So, very pleased.
Final thing, there was going into the